This country has never done anything for me. I don't say this lightly, but I've had it with this country. I've had it with its government, its officials, and its entire system. Every single day, I wake up with one goal: to leave this place the first chance I get. I don't feel like I belong here anymore, not after what I've experienced. Today was the final straw. I accidentally drove into a one-way zone. There was no board indicating it was one way. The roads were fairly empty, and I even saw two-wheelers going in the same direction. It wasn't intentional, just an honest mistake. Within minutes, I was stopped by traffic cops. I knew I'd made an error, so I rolled down my window and immediately apologized. I was ready to pay the fine and move on, thinking that's how these things are supposed to work. But no, this is India, where nothing is that simple. They told me the fine was 2,000 unless I settled it with them. I was confused. "Can't you just issue me an e-challan?" I asked politely. But they refused. They started threatening to tow and impound my car if I didn't comply. I was left with no choice but to hand over a bribe. 500 slipped into their hands, and with it, a piece of my self-respect. What stung the most wasn't the bribe itself, though. It was the way they talked to me, condescending, rude, as if I were dirt under their boots. When I mentioned that I'm a taxpayer, hoping for at least some decency, they laughed in my face. "Go cry in front of the government," one of them said, grinning. This isn't the first time I've had to deal with this. My life in this country has been riddled with moments like these, where I've had to bribe my way out of situations or watch my family do the same. My dad, a middle-class man who's worked tirelessly his entire life, has faced this over and over again. I remember the first time we got a car, our family's big achievement. My dad was so proud, but the RTO official wouldn't register it without a hefty gift. I watched my father, a man of principles, hand over cash with a defeated look on his face. It wasn't just the car. He had to bribe for his passport, for property registration, even for a rent agreement. There was this one time when a passport officer held my dad's application hostage. "Going abroad, huh? Must be rich. How about a little something for me?" he said, smirking. My dad didn't say a word. He just handed over the money and walked out. That memory still burns in my mind. What has this government ever done for us? We've paid taxes for decades, but where's the return? When I was a struggling student and my family couldn't make ends meet, where was the government then? I've never seen the benefits of any welfare program. Our locality still suffers from sewage issues, frequent power cuts, and roads so uneven, there are more potholes than pavement. Even now, I'm earning well. I'm one of those high-income taxpayers who should feel proud of contributing to the nation. But instead, I feel like a fool. The government takes my money without a second thought, but I've never felt protected, supported, or even acknowledged. And the police? Don't even get me started. I've never felt safe around them, even when I've done nothing wrong. Every interaction with law enforcement is filled with anxiety, an unshakable fear that they'll find some reason to harass me. Today's incident just brought it all to a head. I tried to do the right thing. I was polite, apologetic, and willing to pay the fine. But what did I get in return? Humiliation and a demand for a bribe. To those who might think I bribed to get away with breaking the law, let me clarify. I didn't initiate the bribe. I was adamant about getting an e-challan with the exact violation listed, but they baited me into settling it off the record, threatening to tow my car if I didn't comply. The road wasn't even marked properly. No sign, no board, nothing to indicate it was one way. I wasn't the only one going down that road either. Two-wheelers and other cars were doing the same, but somehow I was the one pulled over. Was it bad luck? Profiling? I don't know. And honestly, I don't care anymore. The government and its officials have failed me time and time again. From my childhood to now, it's been the same story: exploitation, corruption, and a complete lack of accountability. I don't want to feel this way. I want to love my country. I want to feel proud of where I come from. But how can I, when every interaction with the system feels like a battle I'm destined to lose? I'm tired. Tired of the bribes, the humiliation, and the sheer helplessness. I don't know when or how, But the first chance I get to leave, I'm taking it. And I'm not looking back.